Hey, welcome to your reading. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So intentionally, I wanted this reading to be for Cancer, but as I put the cards down, I thought PCs. So I kind of feel like I got the energies mixed up. So I guess this is going to be kind of for Cancerians and PCs. Like depending on whether this resonates with you or not. So if you're Cancerian or PC, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, then this is aimed at you. But this mostly counts for whether or not it resonates. So regardless of which one you're reading it for, as long as this resonates. Um, so you have the Nine of Wands, the Tower, and the Seven of Swords. And as I always say, if this doesn't resonate, then just ignore the video completely. Like just wipe it from your memory, basically. And take what resonates, leave what doesn't. The Nine of Wands, I am seeing, and like what you're searching for, what you're desiring, is I'm seeing an end to something, an end to, and I'm seeing fighting with her stance, with her pose, or an end to the conflict. And she's quite defensive as well. You want to be able to, it's either some of you want to be able to bring down your walls, to be able to be yourselves, or you want to bring up your defenses. You want to be more, like, you want to go back into your shell, basically. Or maybe that's what you've been doing. So either for some of you, it's that you want to come out of your shell, or you've gone back into your shell. And move these a bit. Okay. And I say like I'm also, yeah, that sense of wanting an end to something, wanting to overcome it as well. It may feel like you're being backed up against a corner, or pushed to a corner, and that the sense of being surrounded as well, and feeling, I guess, overwhelmed, because there's these wands, but there's also the shadow of the wands, which makes it seem like there are more negatives, or I don't want to say enemies, because this is the love reading, just to clarify, but I don't want to say enemies because for some of you it may not be literal enemies, but for example, someone says something to you, like your partner says something to you, and what they say is magnified in your for you emotionally and in your mind, in your terms of your thoughts. So it's magnified, and the shadow seems bigger because the shadow can seem bigger than the actual object or the subject to anyone. Sometimes. So that's what I'm getting with this card. Although she's not entirely upset, so it could be that you do. For some of you, it's that you do enjoy this conflict. You do enjoy this sort of battle of words, and for some of you, it's that you want an end to it. You want an end to the conflict, or there's a sense of battling with each other to see who's going to win. Like when you have an argument with someone and you just throw as many insults as you can just so you can win the argument, and then maybe for some of you being satisfied that you won. Yeah, for some of you that could be the case. And I'm going to move on to this card, the Tower card. So I am seeing this in two ways. First of all, it could be that your person, wants change. They want something different. They don't like things being what's the word? The same way all the time. They want things to be they want to uplift things, I guess, to change things around, to add spark. I'm trying to think of other ways to say it, but I could, for some of you, it's rather that maybe for some of you, and again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For some of you, maybe it's that they actually want to escape something, so maybe they want to escape this sort of clash you're both having. Maybe they feel it's overwhelming or it's too much. Let me just. So they may feel that maybe the spark is too destructive, or the energy is overwhelming and too destructive, and maybe it's tough for them to bear, and they're trying to get away from it. They're trying to avoid it because they can't take that energy. Maybe it's your energy they can't take, or both your energies put together. So it could also be they may be seeing it as quite destructive. So there's a sense of like wanting to leave or jump out, for some of you, or rather wanting change, not wanting things to be the same. Like wanting to jump out together and try new things and be spontaneous together. So for some, it's more negative in the sense of they don't like the negativity, or maybe the energy feels overwhelming. Maybe they're not used to a committed relationship. If you're in a committed relationship, maybe they're not used to it. And for some of you, rather, it's like they just want change. They want things to be different. They want things to be more spontaneous. They want that spark. And then together, I'm seeing that there could be some sort of delusion or deception, like things not being told truthfully, or things being spun around. And for some of you, maybe to keep the relationship alive. Because, like, I don't know, I find it interesting how similar the colors are on this card and this card. So just looking at that, and like the sun, and this is a one's fire, and then there's fire that's burning the house, that's burning the tower. So like your energy, your fire, maybe burning their, it's too much for them to bear. So it's like burning their mentality, their world, burning them out. Like you get what I mean? Like one's energy, fire, and then fire. You can see there's fire starting in the building from the lightning, from the shock, from the suddenness of everything. So maybe it's something you do suddenly that kind of sets them on fire metaphorically. And then with that Seven of Swords, you've got lies and deception as well. Like this is more of a futuristic kind of side of things. But in addition to that, I like when I see this card, I do think of someone who leaves behind a trail of painful words. So their words hurt people along the way. So maybe it's that together you may put up a front or be deceptive to others, or maybe to each other. Maybe not say things too truthfully, or maybe like maybe lying just to get a reaction out of them. So like this. So just so lying to see how they're going to react. And I'm seeing again, when you see a fire, your reaction is to sometimes I guess run away, or put it out, which is what's being done here when they're running away. Which is what I was trying to say with this one, like reacting to your energy, because this is a fire sort of energy kind of card. Nine of Wands. So it could also be that you both remember what you both say to each other. So if it, like, for some of you, what resonates more is the argument side of things, and maybe arguments causing one person to want to run away, or maybe they actually enjoy it, or you both enjoy it, whichever one. Maybe it's that you both actually also remember the words you say to each other. I see him like I also see it as someone who bags the swords, and I see it as storing the words, storing the memories forever. So you remember what you say to each other. But on the upside, if this has seemed more negative for you, you do have the Ten of Pentacles at the top of the deck. So for some of you, there is this completion, this stability in settling down together, maybe buying a house together, starting a business together, starting a family together. You have the Queen of Wands under that, the shadow side under that. So maybe that shadow side is what's causing this Tower moment. But Tower doesn't have to be like wanting to run away. It could also be intense intimacy. You did also have the Queen of Wands. It could be intense intimacy, or wanting change, wanting and liking things to be different. And then under the deck, you have the Four of Swords. So I feel like these two cards go quite well together for this type of card reading. For this, because rather than her resting, like in some decks, she looks to me, as I often mention, like a woman scorned. And I'm just going off the genders of the cards. Like, you don't have to match the genders of the cards that I'm reading from, but she looks like to me like woman scorned. So it could be maybe again your words said to each other, hurting each other and causing it pain, and maybe wanting a break, or like causing some sort of scarring or damage, because knives can cut, and that's what's representing the sword, the mentality and communication. Knives can cut, like words can hurt. So maybe one of you goes a bit too far, and really hurts the other one, or maybe again with the lies, maybe this betrayal could be, and for some of you, not all of you, for some of you it's the case of like maybe some sort of betrayal and then someone's being hurt. That's for some of you. For some of you, is that just wanting a bit of a break from all this intensity. So again, take what resonates. It doesn't all have to resonate. There could be some parts, like when I mentioned about sparring of words and then liking things to be different, and then you sometimes you say a few things to kind of get on each other's nerves, but you both enjoy it. But you need a break a bit sometimes from doing that. And also after the Four of Swords, you have the Five of Wands. Quite a bit of argument cards here though. But it doesn't have to all be negative arguments. I did mention some people do enjoy arguments in their relationship. So you have Five of Swords after that. So not Five of Swords, Five of Wands after that. So differences and arguments, combat. So it kind of gave me some energy to this as well, the sense of being defensive and combat. So again, here you have combat. See the 5 people are fighting each other. So maybe again you enjoy that argument, sort of. You basically enjoy arguing with each other, this is rather whether you've met the person or not. So if you have met already, maybe it's that this is how it is, or if you haven't met, maybe it's how it will be, or it could actually be how it is already. And there's a huge, like, when I see that purple dragon there, it gives me such an intense, sort of almost intimidating vibe. So I'm seeing really intense passion and also throwing of words, battle of words as well. And this, like, there's so many different types of people in that sort of battle. So it could be a battle of your differences. Maybe you're quite different to each other. Maybe you have lots of difference in interests. That could be it. And after that, you have the Four of Cups. So a sense of regret. I know this is seeming kind of negative. You have the Tower. Like, normally it's about a huge change that almost breaks you. That's the usual depiction of the Tower card. They have lies and this one resting, but also I do see this as woman scorned, and it does seem negative. Or for some of you, it's not 100% negative, because like after that card, you have these 2 cards as well. So new beginnings, and you also had this card at the top of the deck. But yeah, with this card, a sense of feeling a bit of regret. Maybe feeling like you didn't hold on to something long enough. And like this woman's holding a sword here and he's holding a sword there. And this one is a bit more secretive. This one's really out in the open. So for some of you, not all of you, I'm seeing it as like one person being secretive about how they're feeling, and one person being very open about how they're feeling. It could be negative feelings or it could be positive feelings. And there's being defensive here as well, I did mention. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, well, if this did resonate, then that's okay. If it didn't resonate, as I always say, just ignore the video. Don't force it to resonate. And I don't know if I mentioned already, but throughout the video, follow your intuition so you can tell which bit's meant for you, which bit isn't. Bit of a tongue twister. I'll leave it there. Maybe it's like being upset about not finding what you wanted to find. So discovering what you didn't expect and it not being up to your expectations. Well, one of you. Anyways, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. And this is for like Cancer and Pisces, since I did kind of mix up the energies a bit.